Hello, everybody, and welcome to WASD20. I am told that we are live, and I'm here once again with Lloyd, the Jarl DM. Lloyd, how are you doing? Good. Yeah, thanks for coming on again. Last time we were. Oh, I just noticed my overlay is a little. Oh, what's going on? Got a little black bar at the top. I don't know what's going on. Uh, huh. Anyway, we'll just keep going. There's a little black bar right up above me in my OBS, and I don't know where that's coming from. Anyway, we're gonna be working on Iskloft some more. Oh, can't hear Lloyd. The problem that never dies. Okay. Well, I don't know. This time I don't have him muted. I think I did last time. I can hear you. Yeah, but I've noticed that the desktop audio is just not doing its thing. So, Lloyd is saying hi. He's once again saying amazing things. Yeah. Shoot. And I don't know what to do about this. I'm hoping I don't have to stop the stream, but I'm afraid I don't know what other. Let's see. Properties. You know what? I think I have the wrong system audio. So let's try device. Speakers. Okay. Try saying something now.
Something. Hello.
I think it's working.
Maybe. Hello, people in the chat. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, so there have been, I think, one time that I was joined by other people, other human beings, and they could hear them right at the beginning, and it was
Yeah.
that happened once. So people can confirm. Yes, Rob, success Rob says.
Hooray.
So yeah, weird. I was telling Lloyd there are so many moving pieces these days as I advance my technology, and yeah. Blessing and curse.
Lots of things to go wrong.
Yeah. Now, I do notice that I think I need to raise your face a little bit here. There we go. Now your chin's not cut off. All right. People see the full glory. All right. All right. Skull.
Let's go.
All right. We begin. So, Lloyd, I haven't really shared much of this map with you in a while because I've been working on some other things. I was working on the map for Jim from WebDM and, just busy with stuff. So we're back to it here. But I have made some progress since we last did this. And what's going on here? There we go. I apologize, too, if you hear my family upstairs. It's bedtime, and it's I'm ditching out on bedtime on Mother's Day, no less. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Yeah, to all the Americans, you panicked me the other day when you were like, "Oh, it's Mother's Day on Sunday." I was like, "What? No, it's not," because ours is in March on this side of the world. And I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't get anything."
Oh man. So, yeah, it's been a while. So I'll zoom out here. We can get the full view. Let me. I don't have much nuance on that. So here we go. So there's a little bit more of the full view. Got the texture going, kind of a canvasy paper texture going. Actually combined a couple and made them black and white because most of my textures are kind of a warm, middle earthy tone. And we talked about that last time, how maybe for Iskloft that didn't feel quite right. So I'm not sure what you think of the paper texture so far. Is it?
I like it. It has a sort of distressed look. It looks old, and like we said last time, I think the cold look suits better than the sort of warm, earthy, Middle Earth sort of feel. Or you like it? And when we were zoomed in, I could see. I mentioned it to you before, about the sort of cartridgey sort of canvas look, which is gorgeous, and I really like.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So I think we'll stick with that for now, and I might mess with it a little bit more. I often, tinker as we go, but yeah. Someone asked how I did the trees. It was kind of tricky to learn this style of tree. It evolved actually on the original map that you see us working on last time. You'll notice, for example, these trees right here were a different style. They were a little more rounded. Um, and but yeah, some of the most of the trees I just start at the bottom, doing little like kind of jagged little clouds and work my way up. And it's time consuming, but I really pretty happy with the result.
Yeah, it
And
looks great in the end, I think.
yeah, I just noticed one little spot here that I didn't do my trunks properly.
Oh,
Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Oh no, I'm not. I just need to kick my opacity up, I think. What's going on here?
well, I love these standing stones and stuff. That's great. Just noticed.
Oh yeah, cool. Glad you
Nice.
like those. Yeah, sometimes I just kind of throw in some random stuff in there, and I could do more of those if you want. If you have any other like landmarks or things, I don't think
Sure, yeah.
I
Yep.
don't think too many landmarks,
No, I want to,
but
yeah, definitely. I want to keep it mostly like a big overview, but like something like these three rocks here are gorgeous. And like, I think that's like really useful as a GM to like see this
hmm
stuff and be like, oh, something is there, you know?
hmm
Um, maybe it's even more useful if I don't say what the thing is, you know? But there's
absolutely,
something over there.
yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah, I like that style too. Um, yeah, so coastline, pretty much finished with that. I'm thinking, Lloyd, that the title will go. Let's see here. I'm still learning. So I've got this Cintiq tablet, so I'm drawing directly on the screen now, and it's amazing, and
I'm
I'm
so
in
jealous.
heaven. Yeah, I've been saving for it for a long time, and it's
Yeah,
it
they do
was
not
like,
come cheap.
should I fix my car that really needs repairing, or should I spend this money on what I've been saving it for? I'm gonna do right by the art.
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
So I'm thinking title up here, probably.
Yeah. Hmm.
And I'm thinking compass rose probably down here.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be nice to have them offset, so we could do like over here as well. So they're opposite, but
All right. Yeah, yeah.
anyway, we can.
We could try both and see what
Yeah,
looks best.
okay, that sounds good. Easy to move around. And I did do some sketches for compass roses and for borders, and I
Oh,
forgot
cool.
to send those to you, but we can mess with those later.
Yeah.
Compass
Yep.
rose and border have border especially has the potential to be time consuming, and I want to really nail it. But
Yep.
my also I ran up against the limits of my artistic ability a bit, like trying some of the really fancy kind of Viking style
Did
borders that I
not
saw.
work.
I'm just like, I just
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, but anyway, I came up with some stuff I'm pretty happy with, and I'll show you that later.
Nice. That stuff can be just insanity generating. Like trying to do not work is just,
Yes.
I think you need a special kind of brain or lots of training or something. Because I'm just like, "But where does it go?" I'm like trying to follow the lines of it. I'm like, I just can't do it.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, the not work. It's just it can get insane. Yeah, fortunately in something like Photoshop, you can kind of,
Yeah.
do a little bit and then bloop, 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 bloop. But yeah. Anyway. And yeah, I like your idea of getting the world serpent in there in some way. And so what I'm thinking is maybe if I make kind of a simple, almost kind of not work border, have in places where the body of a serpent kind of just shows up here and there,
Yeah.
rather than the whole border being the world serpent, which could also be cool.
Yeah.
I've seen that done.
Yeah. I think it's maybe nicer for it to be suggestive as opposed to like really. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're right. Probably to have like just suggestions and little bits of it here and there.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, hey, thanks everybody for tuning in here tonight. We're gonna get to work. Why don't you guys shout out where you're from? We've got me in Michigan here and Lloyd in Ireland, so we're bridging the world tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, we got somebody from the Netherlands. Hello, Aunt Queen.
Yeah,
Good name.
that is the Netherlands.
What are your thoughts on having like a legend as opposed to having stuff on the map, like words on the map? Do you ever do that, or do you see that much in maps?
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally open to doing that. I've often like offered to do that for people, and I've never had anyone really want that. I would say I've only really like started mentioning that on my map services in the past 6 months,
Okay.
probably. So I actually haven't done it, but Totally could. The tricky thing that can be a bit time consuming is a lot of time it requires like a decorative box of some kind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But not always, and it doesn't have to be
Sure.
super elaborate. To it can be a pretty simple box too. So yeah, I'm open. Excuse me, open to
Yeah,
that.
it's always interesting to me, like because there's something very Tolkien-esque about having the names on the thing and like writing all over the map and stuff. But I think there's something also like artistically pleasing about having the map just be the map, and then having thing on the side explaining what's what.
Yeah, and it could be very brief. You know, it could be like 3 or 4 icons or whatever. You know, yeah. So yeah, I'm totally open to it. I'm not to that point yet, but
Sure, yeah,
definitely,
just something to think about.
yeah, definitely open to it. All right, we've got some people shouting out. So we've got Turkey in the house. Wow, cool. Scotland, Puerto Rico, England, Texas, Greenland. Yeah, we're all over the place. This is awesome.
That's a Viking.
Yeah.
You know, Greenland, like there was a Viking who was like exiled, and he went up there, and it was like so cold and awful. But then he like went home and was like, "I found this new place. It's called Greenland, and it's wonderful." And then he just like tricked lots of people to go there.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I just got to an episode in Vikings where something similar happens. I'm getting caught up on season, I don't know, the latest one that just finally went to Amazon or whatever. And I'm wondering if this is if they're trying to reference that tale, because I've heard that before too.
Yeah.
Anyway, I won't spoil anything for people who haven't seen it, but I'm having fun with Vikings. It's a fun show. I know it's not totally.
Yeah, it's good.
It's not totally maybe historical and culturally. Anyway, it's fun.
Sure. Yeah, but I think you can't really do a TV show and have it be fully historical. You know, like you have to put in drama and romance and stuff for people to watch a show.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep. Totally. All right, we've got Bartow, Florida. We've got Mississippi in the house. Saskatoon, Saskatchewan is one of the most fun things I've ever said.
That's a great place name, yeah.
Cassidy, I'm in West Michigan, Grand Rapids area. So yeah. Let's see. Edmonton, Alberta in the house. Cool. Well, thank you everyone for hanging out here on a Sunday night. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the room. It's Mother's Day here in the U.S. at least. So, yeah, I'm trying to. Oh, there we go. Cool. Okay, just making some adjustments here.
You mentioned different mountain styles and stuff.
Yeah. Let's jump in right into that. So here's what I've got, Lloyd. I've got 2 styles here. And as I thought about it, I thought maybe I should have done the same mountain range in 2 different ways. Instead, I did 2 different sections of mountain in 2 different ways. So what I've traditionally done is, this right here. That's kind of what I usually do on the parchment maps these days. This actually harkens back to an older style of mine, that I started on. It's a little more Tolkien-esque and a little more, So I thought my thoughts, and I'm totally open to yours, is that for some reason this strikes me as like, it seems to fit the style of the map a little better, but at the same time, like it's hard to deny, like I just like the way this looks. It looks 3D and it looks, I don't know. I've just grown to really love that style.
Yeah, it's tricky, right? Because I think you're right in that the first one does have more of like I feel like if I'm a person in Iskloft, that's how I would draw mountains, as opposed to the other one, which is probably like more artistically pleasing. Yeah, that's tricky.
So you don't have to give me an answer now because there's plenty of other things to do, but yeah, and I also realized that probably if we did decide, the kind of monochrome style really does fit Iskloft better, then I would probably refine this a little bit and try to make it a little better looking than, I don't know. It was fairly quick and
Interesting.
So
it's crazy the difference it can make, right? Like just between the way you draw a mountain and how it can like affect the feel of a map, like the whole thing.
Yeah. And just for those watching, the way I usually do mountains here in the this style is I just add an overlay layer, and when you have what an overlay layer does is it just darkens what's currently under it. So the parchment effect I have under it is gray, so it just makes it a darker gray. If I had more of an orangey parchment, then it would make it more of a brownish, and then I usually do a separate highlights layer. And with highlights, you gotta be tricky because the highlights get really white depending on your the look. So I usually have to kick the opacity down quite a bit when I'm doing the highlights. But yeah. So if we're not quite sure on mountains yet, I was thinking we could actually go in and start labeling some things.
Sure. Yeah.
And I don't know. Yeah, we'll just maybe see where things go. Now, when you were talking about a legend or a key, were you talking about... oh, you know what? I totally forgot. Iskloft is currently on Kickstarter. You can probably see that by the ad. Lloyd, how's it sitting right now on Iskloft? How many days left? How's it funding?
Like amazingly well, like overwhelmingly good. Shockingly so. I was overwhelmed by how well it's doing. We're sitting at €8,149, which is a lot out of 1,500 that we needed. So it's like 500% funded, more than that even at this stage. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. There's still 21 days to go, which is baffling to me. But yeah, it's been amazing. We just like recently added hardcover options because people really wanted that. And I started off with just soft covers because I figured like it's cheaper for everybody if we do it that way. Yep. But people really wanted it, so I was like, okay, I'll throw it in. And that seems to be very popular now as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we like recently just like hit 8,000, which was the next stretch goal, and like it's just a lot. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's great. And give us the elevator pitch for those who maybe didn't see the last Mappening or haven't been in the know. What exactly are you encouraging people to help you kickstart here?
So Iskloft is a low fantasy, grim Viking themed setting for 5th edition D&D. It's got lots of class options, so 4 now, 5 now classes that are new, and then we have reworks of the fighter and the rogue to like fit into the Iskloft world. There's lots of new mechanics for like traveling and harsh winters and new condition effects for combat. We've got brutal critical tables, which are particularly awful and brutal. I think maybe you suffered some in Mike's game, but like they can be pretty harsh. You can get hit and suffer majorly. They're kind of like based on location and on the intensity of the hit and things like that. So there's that. There's like 3 new magic systems that are going in there. So we have, because it's low fantasy and low magic, the magic is not like fireballs and lightning bolts. It's much more subtle than that. So there's rune magic, which involves like learning the secrets and the meaning of a rune, and then like using that for lots of things like utility and also for killing people. And then there's Odin's songs. So if in like historical sagas, there's a thing called Havamal, which is like this story, this poem that Odin, who's like the king of gods in Viking Norse mythology, tells himself a bunch of advice. And one of the things he like tells himself is about the spells that he knows. And there's 18 of them. And so I've taken those bits of the poem and like turned them into mechanics. And then there's Seath, which is like the sort of scary witch magic. Seath is like magic that only women can do. It's like from the sagas as well. So there's all that stuff. There's a warlord class, which is called a Hairseer, who like gives lots of commands and buffs allies and stuff. Because it's low fantasy and low magic, the sort of martial elements are much more important. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there. There's lots of lore, loads of locations. We have cultures instead of races. So instead of being like an elf, you are from a region of Iskloft, and that is where your traditional like race stuff comes from. But everyone's a human, but you are all from different places, and that's how you're informed. Kind of like if you've played Adventures in Middle Earth, a little bit like that, where you have a culture instead of a race. And backgrounds, life path tables that we're working on, so that you can like see what you've done in your life before this point. So maybe you beat a jarl in a game of Nefertafel, or you know, all these like different things that you might have done in your life, and they add complications and they add stuff to make you feel connected to the setting. So there's a whole lot going on, and more all the time, which is great. The more that we make, the more that we can add, which is great. And we've got so much now that we've added just a lot,
Yeah.
which I'm very excited about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Yep. So I backed, and you should too. There's a link in the video description. I can't wait. I mean, I've played in it. I've seen your kind of play test document that you've been sharing around. Really, it's been in formation for a couple of years now, right? In some form.
Years, yeah.
Yeah.
The first like online games I ran maybe 4 or 5 years ago were in Iskloft. Although back then it was just like, I want to run D&D and I want Vikings in it. And then like over the years, it's become more and more refined to the point now where it's like almost historical, but with sort of like weird fantasy elements thrown in. Like there's giants and there's elves, which are like predatory and scary and stuff. But over the years, it's become much more detailed and much more sort of focused. And all of that's from games. Like almost all of the world building for Iskloft was done in campaigns and in games, which is always nice because it feels very organic that way, you know?
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Super cool. So yeah, anyway, I also put a link to Lloyd's channel in the video description, so you can go see him running games and campaigns. And a lot of other people have too. If you just go to, if you search Iskloft on YouTube, you'll find a lot of stuff. I got to play in a game, as Lloyd mentioned, that Mike the Piper ran with Lloyd and some others, and that was a lot of fun. You know, if like being tricked into death is considered fun, you know.
Yeah, Mike killed it with that game. He really nailed the feel, I think. It was so good.
It was, yeah.
He got me too. When we got to that hole, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I don't believe
it was nuts. It has a big twist at the end, everybody. So, yeah, go look up Mike the Piper's Iskloft game and all Lloyd stuff. Lloyd, you've done, you know, speaking of, you were talking about Vikings, you know, how you just wanted to run D&D with Vikings, but you've done a lot of cultures and just like historical, especially kind of like martial culture games.
Yeah.
What are some of the other ones you've done?
So I've run lots of games. So I ran like a couple of Roman themed games, and then like ancient Germanic games. I ran a Spartan game, a Persian game, all kind of way back when. And I play now currently for over a year. I've been playing in a Roman themed game where we're in the 14th Legion, and it's like pure historical sort of game. And that's run by Nicholas Dawson. And yeah, it's like a real big interest of mine to run this sort of like lower fantasy, gritty realism sort of game. So that translates into Iskloft for sure. There's elements of that.
Yep.
But yeah, that's just like my preferred style. I love it.
Yeah, totally.
I like the danger, you know. I like the danger of not having healing magic. I like the danger of like that anyone with a knife can kill you. It doesn't matter if you're, you know, whatever you are, like a knife can still kill you if you're unfortunate or unlucky, you know?
Yeah.
Or if you don't think about it. So the thing that I really like about Iskloft is that it tends to make players think about getting into encounters and getting into fights because each one is deadly. And you can die in a bar brawl as easy as you can die in a battle, you know? So you really want to think about like making those kind of decisions, and how you talk to people and your honor and your reputation and stuff is really important.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. So I'm not too happy with this this line right here, so I think I'm gonna snag it and I'm gonna redo it in Photoshop. It's just a little
I mean,
messy.
I don't even know if we need the line necessarily. Like, it's there to denote where the Arctic Circle begins, but I don't know if it's like necessarily has to be a line. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have it on my map so I know where it starts, but I don't know if it has to be there. Like, well, what do you think?
Well,
yeah.
So one other thought is to actually do. That's weird. What's going on? Oh, I remember now. Okay. One thought would be to actually like make, you know, a difference in terrain there. You know, if that's where it starts getting icy, I could potentially just make it gradually, starting somewhere around that line, a lighter shade of gray. That's one option.
Sure. Or like more hills or maybe snow on the mountains or something like that would also kind of denote it, I guess.
Yeah, definitely could do some snowy mountains or that's not a bad idea. So or we could do a combo of both where I just kind of I make it a lighter shade of gray, kind of gradually getting a little lighter there. I would just go in with that overlay layer and highlight just a tad bit, and maybe by the time we get up, here or something, then it would be getting even whiter, but still still gray, not pure white.
Yeah. Yep.
You down
I think
with
that
that?
could work. Yeah, I think so. Like,
You can go by
it's really
feeling.
there. It's there for me to like look at that line and be like, that's where the Arctic Circle begins, or like that's where
Yeah.
the region begins. But I think it can be made clear with like a more sort of artistic feel as opposed to like, like drawing a big line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Looks like you got some new backers here, maybe, Lloyd.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate every single one. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Nate W., thanks for tuning in. Thanks for heading over to back. And there's someone else who was saying looks like they might have to. Who was that? Princess Tokyo Moon. Yeah, I feel your pain. There's too many cool things, and it seems like
my God.
this. Yeah, I think I backed my first Kickstarter. Like, I'm just noticing some spots here, by the way, where I didn't erase my water shade fully. Come on. Oh yeah. I think the first Kickstarter I backed was like a Bones, Reaper Bones Kickstarter, which those are, for plastic minis, that's like the best deal around is when you get a Bones Kickstarter.
Right.
So I was waiting for one of those, and I did that. And since then, it's been steadily accelerating the number of projects I back. I still probably, it's not more than 10 total that I've ever backed. But the last 3 months, there's been 3. It's like, which is so I'm accelerating the rate at which I'm backing. I think probably the last 2 months there's been 3. I did the Lazy DM, I did yours, and I did the Absolute Tabletop one, Dead Man's Guide to Dragon Grin, and I was really close to doing Matt Colville's Strongholds and Citadels or whatever it was.
Yeah. I backed that one because that's like empire building and that sort of like building up of a village and stuff is really up my alley. That's how I like to play and how I like to run as well. I had to go for it. It seemed like such a no-brainer for my playstyle anyway. I also recently backed Simba Room, who like I don't know if you played that game, but like they have the most gorgeous book that's ever been, I think.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And they just came out with a Kickstarter for like an adventure path, and I'm like, oh, I gotta do it. Even if it's just for art, I'll do it.
Oh, totally. That's the reason I bought Simba Room, the core book. Like, no, I got that book knowing I'm probably never gonna play this, but I have to have it.
Yeah. The art's just too good. It's so nice.
Oh man, yeah. I can now that you mentioned that, I can totally see that Simba Room, the art style would be right up your alley, like that dark weirdness.
Yeah, and it's got this sort of like impressionist sort of style to it where like it's not very detailed, there's no lines, it's all just kind of like this like creepy, blurry, wonderful stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah, totally. All right, so I'm gonna try this making the icy Arcticness begin a little bit. Let's see here. Okay, so what do I call this? We'll call it Northern Highlight. I believe that's what we call it in the real world.
Those lines are looking so good. I love it.
I'm glad you like it. All right, here we go. I used to have a grungy brush, and I don't know where it is anymore. I think it might have been in... I think I just hit my undo button. Step forward. Step forward. Still getting used to the hotkeys here.
Oh yeah, I guess because you don't get the mouse anymore, right? So.
Well, yeah, I still have the mouse, but I am. There's just different. The buttons are slightly different than they were on my last tablet.
Right.
Okay, so if I do a overlay layer, we'll see how this works, and I might have to go in and get like a grungy brush that's just like kind of a splattery mess
Yeah.
in order to give it the random effect that we need. But I'll try it here. See if I can do this. Fuzzy select and Iskloft. Okay, cool. And then we'll do Northern Highlight. Brush. And I need to kick the opacity way down. We'll do like 15% here. See how this goes. Okay. I got black. I need white.
That's black. Yep.
Okay. It's getting darker. That's not what we want. Okay, so yeah, this is nice and subtle so far.
Yeah.
I might even make the brush bigger, just like huge, and just kind of.
Yeah, like big and soft kind of, and then it'll.
Exactly.
More random.
And I think I need to turn down my. Okay, I've got it. No transfer. Good. Okay, it's working, but I think it's actually. It's still looking like I don't have. Yeah, okay, I need to turn off my shape dynamics. Or maybe I can turn them down. I saw Hankerin doing this I was watching Saturday morning cartoons earlier today.
Nice.
Hankerin's Saturday morning live stream. I love it. He was drawing a map, actually. He was drawing a city map, which was
nice.
Super cool.
I've got him doing some art for this as well. He recently sent me this beautiful witch, Saith Kona, like Witch of the Woods. Gorgeous.
Oh, man. So cool. Yeah, he does great work, man.
Yep, he's the best.
And I could see his style definitely working for Iskloft. Because he's basically a Viking, so, you know.
Yep. Yeah, and he has that kind of gritty style, you know, lots of like lines and it's sort of like kind of frantic, which I think was great.
Yep, totally. Okay, so the beauty is I can go in and I can kind of soften this with eraser too. But, okay. So I could just kind of leave it for now and then go in with a grungy eraser. But, okay, let's zoom out a bit and just see. Yeah, it's a little too drastic, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty wide at the moment.
Yep.
But yeah, I think the effect will be good if it's like more gradual or whatever. But yeah. So you probably need like a bigger, more grungy brush so it looks a bit more random.
Yep. I think you're right. I think I'm going to have to do that. So I'm going to erase a little bit. Let's see. Okay, I got my eraser. Make it big. Make it bigger. And then I'm going to...
So Corey's mentioning that we should put the world snake in there. That is being considered, Corey. We talked about it earlier in the stream about putting the world serpent in there somewhere. Sort of a suggestion of it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to leave that for now, but it gives us an idea of something we could go for there. And I think that, even if I do, so let's say I do this style of mountain, I could still add a little bit of the highlight that we see on these just for that snow-capped look. I think that could still look good with the monochrome shading.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's probably the direction that I like more. I think it fits better. The sort of the ones on the left, if you're looking at it that way, the ones up further up. Yep. I think they have a more Iskloft sort of look to them. Yeah. A little bit of snow on top, I think, would like sell it pretty well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I'll plan on doing that. I think that one thing I could do, we'll get back onto Mountain Shade here, that I might like is taking the, let me get my brush back the way I had it. Shape Dynamics.
know that feel. You like click into it, you're like, wait a second, what?
Yeah, it's not doing what I want it to do. I clicked shape dynamics, but it's not doing it. It's not scattering I want. It's not transfer I want. Weird. Oh, I have it on eraser. Okay.
There you go.
Aha. So, shape dynamics. All right, let's try this again. I wonder if I need to make my brush smaller, if that's what's going on. I don't know.
Not my area of expertise.
Yeah. This is okay, I think I've got something going here now. Let's try Iskloft. And yeah, okay, good. We're getting there. Just gotta make my brush a little smaller.
Got it.
Okay, so what I was thinking is if I do end up doing this style, right now I've got it kind of minimal shading on that right-hand side, and I think maybe going a little bit more like further to the left on some mountains, just so there's more shading.
Right.
Anyway, not totally satisfied with how that's looking, but let's see. Yeah, so if we're taking this mountain here, which I should adjust a little bit. There we go. And let's get back to my actual mountain black shade layer. Yeah. I'll mess some more with that, but
Sure.
I think oh, no, I messed up everything. Got my eraser opacity set low. It's like not fully erasing. There we go.
Great. We made it.
Yeah. So while I've got you on the stream here, let me just get cut up on the chat. Nate W is just backing the hell out of projects. He's just going crazy. You're
I know that
great
life.
supporter of the industry.
There's recently this Kickstarter for like these amazing dice, but they're like $200 or whatever, but like they're made of bone and wood and stuff. And I was like looking at them like, oh, can I justify it? Nah.
Is it those Dogmite ones, or who's the?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man.
Some of them are ridiculous. Like there's some that are like elk antler and like some sort of amazing wood, but they're like $250 or something for a set of 7.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh god.
The thing I love about those is like artisan dice has been like the king of that niche, but they get such bad reviews for customer support.
Really,
and
yeah.
like just so I'm glad that someone else is stepping into that arena, because it's like we need like a really solid company to step in there, because Dogmite is a great company. Like those guys are so awesome. Yeah, and they're from Michigan too.
Right on. Support your local dice maker.
Yeah, right, exactly. Someday I'm going to get a tour of their place. I'm just going to show up and be like, hey guys, I've got a camera here. Yeah. Can I come in? So let's talk about places. When you were talking about the legend, were you actually talking about having the legend show, like have the names in it instead of on the actual map? Or are you talking more about like, this is a town, this is a village, this is, or whatever?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't want to put down every town and village, because I think the map would just be covered in dots, and I'm not keen on that look. So maybe like the option would be like to maybe like instead of having the names of the towns on the map, is have them on the legend, but only like for some of them, the big ones, you know?
Yeah.
The other thing is the region names. I don't know where they go. They probably need to go on the map, I would say.
Yeah.
So that you get an impression of like where each one is kind of. But yeah, I don't like, it's tricky because I don't want to mark every town, because I want to leave it up to the GMs and stuff to decide where the towns are, you know? Like I know where they are in my setting, but like, or some of them anyway. But like, I want to leave it open so people can like make their own stuff and add whatever they want.
Yeah, I hear you.
But big towns should be marked, I think, you know, places that are like canon places. Like the squares that you have there are like places that have to exist to some extent.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other so So yeah, I think that labeling the regions should be the priority.
Yeah.
And from there, we can maybe kind of go by feel on like how does it look if we add the names of these squares that I have on the map now directly on there.
Yeah.
How does it look if we add some more smaller dots? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they don't have to draw a ton of attention either. Like these are pretty big, blocky, dark squares
Sure.
that I need to clean up a little bit because they're not quite squares. But the yeah,
I'm kind of into that though. I like the imperfections of it.
okay,
I think like because I don't know if like the
make it
fact that it's
realistic.
not perfectly square. I think looks nicer somehow.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see.
Mhm.
I totally get what you mean. Some imperfections, and
Yeah.
I there's something about like, oh, this is hand drawn. You can tell.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So okay, cool. So maybe we can start by labeling the regions and
Sure.
mess
Yep.
with that. Um, I downloaded, I think, that Norse font,
Mhm.
and I can use that for now. I think. Is that still what you're kind of leaning towards?
Yep, I think it has a good look, though it kind of suffers from readability sometimes because it's quite thin. You can make it bold, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I can make it bold, and I can always like stroke the outside of. That's what I usually do,
yeah.
and kind of make it stand out a little bit. Um,
Hmm.
so I'm gonna pull up my old version from you that I have from a while back.
Hmm.
We can look at that together, and let's see, Iskloft. Just so people know what goes into a mapping commission, we now have 40 messages between the two of us, according to my inbox, not including Facebook messages. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
and there will
yeah,
be 40 more, I'm sure, before it's done.
exactly. This is the way it goes.
Yep.
All right, so I see the regions map. I found it. All right, so this top region is Iskloft.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. In terms of shape here, I usually with regions will curve them and space them out
Hmm.
to kind of make them cover some ground, but you can still see in between them, so it's not like a wall that's in the way.
Yeah.
So the
Yep.
letters are spaced out a bit more than they would be in just the stock font. And I don't know about curving them if that's necessary. But it seems like there are some that would definitely like Soderfjord in the south.
Yes.
Definitely seems like that would be cool to like curve it this way, right?
Yep, for sure.
And I think that if you're doing some, then sometimes it can just look nice to do them all that way.
I agree.
And
There's something traditional about that look too. Like it's what Tolkien did, right? With his is like I always picture Eriador like spread massively across like that top left area of Middle Earth,
yeah,
Um,
totally.
that sort of look is it's like classic and it's kind of like tropey in a good way, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. Okay, so
Yeah.
the question is how to curve. So for Iskloft, just going north to south, maybe like that.
Uh-huh.
Or I mean, if it's meant to cover more of the northern region, even like north of the isthmus here, then we could always do it more like right here, kind of at the top of this.
I
But
think across the mountains is probably better because I think like actually beyond that isthmus is really just like wasteland and nothing actually lives there, I think,
yeah,
so I think the actual people and stuff live in that sort of section.
okay.
um yeah.
So something like that, roughly.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's try it out here. Make a nice long line. So I take those who are watching. I take the pen tool here, and this is something that I had to relearn when I switched from GIMP to Photoshop. and I make 1 point on one end. You can just barely see that little square there. It gets smaller when I zoom in, so that was pointless. All right. And I take the other one up here. Yeah, we'll do that up here. And then I have to hold it. And I curve. Oh. Okay. So we're going to go like that for now. And we can always adjust it, but it's probably going to need to be a little lower than that, but I can easily do that. And we begin. Oh, it's doing this weird thing.
Moving into the.
Well, it's like, look, it's not going any further than this little point right there. I don't know why it does that sometimes. If anyone else does, feel free to chime in. Okay, so I think I have to redo my path, though. That much is sure.
Can you just move that point? Can you drag it?
That's a good question. No, see, now it made another.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now it's getting. Let's do a circle. All right. So try again here. Yeah, I've encountered that quite a few times, and usually it seems kind of random when it does it. It's just like, I just need to redo that line, and then sometimes it goes away.
Figure it out.
Also, if I start typing actually in the middle instead of, I kind of clicked on the left, I feel like that'll help. So let's try it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see that point anymore. Iskloft. Fin. All right.
Yep.
And then we'll highlight it. One thought I had is sometimes it can be nice to, like, make the regions white and make the cities black font wise, or something like that, or make them, since they're very large and take up a lot of space, we could make them gray.
Yep.
So anyway, we can play with that, but let's get the spacing better here. And I think the font size, in my opinion, I'm open to your thoughts here, I think it might be a little too big.
Sure. Yeah.
We can have it spread more, but have a shorter font.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Spread it out more, but
yeah, cool. So let's go to 18. We'll try. Yeah, I think 18 might be a good balance, and then we'll make it bold because that's something that we had talked about. Readability. Yeah, that'll be better. And now we space it out like mad. Probably go max here. Yeah, and even max is not max. 300. How you feeling
maybe
about
go further,
that?
right?
350. 400. Might have a little too much of a curve to it at the end.
Too much, do you think?
Yeah, it might just be a little too much of a curve. What do you think? Maybe I'll make it white for the time being so we can see it better. Lloyd, you didn't know we were going to get into the nitty gritty here tonight. We're just really.
I did not know. I thought it was going to come on and be like, "Cool, man, thanks for the map."
Yeah, and I'm just shading mountains for hours, and you're just talking to the people in the chat, and here we're like, "No, I'm going to make you work."
Yep.
This is a consulting appointment, sir.
Yeah, with an audience.
Exactly. Thank you all for joining in, by the way.
Yeah, we're doing this by committee.
Yep. He said, "YRLDM, thanks, bro. I think you can try to move it with your move tool. Don't remember it happening." Yeah, so maybe I tried it with a pen tool, but that move tool might have worked. I don't know. Nate, can you say what the name of the font is? This is Norse font. Yeah, Lloyd suggested it, and obviously it fits with Iskloft. Okay. So.
Yeah, and it is conveniently free for all use, which is important.
Yes.
And you should always check that if you're thinking about putting a font on something and trying to sell it, that the font is actually allowed.
Yes. Okay, something got screwed with our eye here.
The layers there? Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. I've got spaced 400 here, just like the others.
Strange.
Strange, mysterious Photoshop. Also, my letters are going under the mountain shading.
Yep.
There we go. Okay. All kinds of funkiness. Well, oh, you know what? I think I might just have an extra space in here. Nope.
Nope. There goes the F.
Oh, weird. That is bizarre. Right there. Well, you know what? We can...
I just got a question in the chat about, do I have a race of wolf people? Not werewolf, but actual wolf people. Strangely, I do. They're not like literally wolves, but they're people called Ulf, Ulfhethnor, who are the who are like zealous worshippers of Odin. And one of the aspects of Odin is the wolf. He has two wolves, Freki and Geri, who like protect him and like follow him into battle and whatnot. And so those Ulf people, they like try to emulate the wolf. They like live out in the wilderness. They wear wolf pelts, but like no clothes. They eat raw meat. So there's some of these. One of the cultures, anyway, is called the Ulf, and they are wolf-like. They're not literally wolf-like. They aren't like wolf people, but they are wolf people. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
So I'll mess with that later. I think what's gonna might because this is a total mystery to me. It might come down to me like lassoing that and just moving it like once I have it finished, you know.
Photoshop just being the rudest dude.
Yeah, so weird. All right, I might even. Yeah.
Corey asks, is that what Locarius was playing one of your games? Yes, he played an Ulf called Orm. And in that game, he and another player, Corinne, betrayed the king of Iskloft. And because of that now, like when you get the book, there's like a swear word or like a word for witches, which is skag. And that's because Corinne's character was called Skaga. And because she betrayed the king, that's become like a slang term for a witch based on her character and whatnot. And also the Ulf, who like once were like very zealous protectors of the king and like all that sort of stuff. But after they betrayed the king and like actually tried to kill the king, although they had good reasons, that's not what like the stories say. And so the Ulf have become these kind of strange, monstrous people as opposed to beloved. So like a lot of the lore in Iskloft comes from games that we play and campaigns that we play, and it like evolves and stuff. There's actually, I'm really keen to like include a section in the book which is like, gonna like, have an email address that you can send your adventures to and that you can add to the canon, because that's how Iskloft has like developed already, is from games and stuff. So I'd love to hear when people run it and stuff what happens in their sessions and kind of add that in, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that is so cool. I love that. All right, well I'm gonna So how do you feel about Iskloft other than that funky space there? Does it need to be spaced further apart yet?
I'd maybe move it a little bit to the left. It's also kind of hard to read. I don't know if that's like...
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is if we add... Let's try... It is definitely hard to read right now. So I think we're going to need to add a black stroke.
Yeah.
And so let's... And what I could do, I mean, if bold is not bold enough, I could also add a white stroke, and it just makes the white thicker, right?
Thicker, yeah, yep.
But let's try it with a black stroke and see how it looks. Okay, so that might be a little too much.
Yeah, a little bit heavy. I mean, you could do a drop shadow maybe instead of a stroke.
That's true as well, yeah. Yeah, so this is 2. That looks decent. Let's try a drop shadow, though. That also looks pretty good.
Yep. Maybe if it was... So if the... Oh, yeah, that's nice. If the drop shadow was like more...
Yeah, I can definitely adjust the drop shadow.
If it was more precise, maybe, and like... something like that.
So I can also darken it, but...
oh, yeah.
That might be a little too... Yeah, I don't know.
There's something, yeah.
Okay,
There's something about it that's the 3D effect of shadow that I'm not super keen on, you know what I mean?
I agree. It looks a little... Yeah, it doesn't seem to fit the, like we're
Yeah,
going
yeah.
for that hand drawn, like someone in Iskloft drew this. I think it looks awesome, but yeah, now that you mentioned that, um, yeah, it
Hmm.
looks like the letters are floating above the paper, which is how it's
Yeah.
supposed to look
Yep.
with drop shadow, right?
Sure. Yeah. But I don't think that's like the necessary effect or
Yeah.
like the weird effect.
Okay, so that's two. Let's try three. Three might be better, and I can also adjust the opacity if we want to make it a little bigger. I can always just turn it down a notch from
Hmm.
yeah, like something like that's 60% opacity. How you feel? Let me zoom out here. Let's try this. Let's zoom out and see. Now this is, you're not going to be looking at it this small probably,
Mm.
but um, I
That
feel
space is killing me.
yeah,
No, I think that's readable. I don't know, maybe like a glow or something. Like, would that help distinguish it?
yeah, we could try
Or
that.
like, or like, yeah, it's tricky, right? Because you want to get readability, but you also don't want to like mess with the beautiful map underneath so much, and like
Hmm.
obscure that.
Yeah. So let's go back in here. Blending options. Um, outer glow. Now I've got it a white outer glow. Let's try a black. You think, or what were you thinking?
Hmm. Yeah, like if it just because the glow might just separate a little bit from the like a white one might just separate it from
Okay.
the map a little bit and
Yep.
like make it stand out.
Okay. So right now I've got my opacity really low, so it's not.
Oh,
I'm
the
not
spread is
not
zero. That's why
actually.
it's not showing.
Oh, okay. Yep. Spread is 0. That'll do it. So what should? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. So yeah, now it's a little too much, so we need
Size.
to turn the opacity
Yeah.
down.
And the size too, I guess, will affect it.
Um, size, yeah. So what do you think? Bigger, small? Oh, whoa, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Hmm. I don't know. It's tricky, right?
yeah, I'm kind of not liking the way the glow is sitting over
No,
the mountains because it's like,
no, I
oh,
don't
there's
like it.
kind of it's lightening the mountains, but it's not making
Yeah.
them disappear. Um, so yeah, let's see if okay, if I turn the size down now, that's not bad. See, now it's got like white on the inside and then black stroke and then a little white on the outside of that. It's effectively a stroke now, a second stroke.
Yeah.
Um, it looks okay. I mean, I could
Hmm.
go with it. Let me try it going back to just the stroke.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about the look of the glow.
Yeah. Um, let's turn the opacity up just a notch and then zoom out. I think that's decent.
Hmm.
Welcome to the Iskloft Inn.
Yeah, they're rude up there. Like, that's not a place you want to be. That's like the worst place.
uh, um,
Iskloft in.
I think I just named a new tavern for my homebrew. Thank you, Lloyd.
Yeah.
I think I'm okay with that for now. Um, yeah, I don't know. Unless you have any thoughts on how it could be improved now. Otherwise, we can move on and mess with it more later.
Yeah, I think we can mess with it more later. I'll
Hmm.
have like a go on myself and some Photoshop stuff and see if there's like a way to,
Hmm.
two heads better than one to some extent,
Yeah,
and
and
just like
I'll.
see ways that we can try and like make it stand out from a background.
Mhm. Yeah, and I'll upload the Photoshop file to Google Drive and share that with you too, so you can even have the what I'm
Brad.
working with. Yeah, cool. All right, so let's keep going here. And in terms of font size, how you feeling about font size there?
I think the size is good.
Yeah.
Um, People are going ballistic in the chat because it's not centered. because it's like too far to the left or whatever. But it's not final. Like we're going to change all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too far left. People are going crazy.
It's fair. There.
The other way.
Oh, this way?
Yeah, so it's centered over
I was
the
going to
region.
say, it doesn't look like it's too far. Okay, yeah, I see. Okay.
Sorry, it's too far right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Yeah, once the in gets tucked in there, it'll change
yep.
things. So we'll mess with it more then. Okay. So the next one is Altblot.
Okay, so that name has changed.
Okay.
Yep. And it's going to be a nightmare because it's going to require special characters.
Yes.
So it's A with a accent, S, B, L, O, and then F, which is the D that has a line through it.
Oh, okay.
Not F.
Yeah.
So you can actually press Alt and then go 0240 and then release Alt. It'll do the letter.
0240. Whoa, that's
go.
magic.
Yep.
What about the accent A? Is there a?
I don't know how to do that one.
Okay. That's fine.
So that's probably like copying and pasting. But yeah, the amount of times I've had to use that letter when working on classes and stuff, and like I've been copying it from the internet and pasting it in. And then I was like working with Jeff Doty the other day, and he was like, "Actually, what you could do is," and I was like, "Oh my god, it's sorcery!"
Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, like I used to teach Spanish, so I had to do a lot of like accents and ñes and whatnot. And yeah, that's funny. Let's see. So I guess I'll leave that for now. And well, actually, you know what? We can figure that out. A with accent. I can just Google it and paste it in now, right?
Yep.
Need a capital though. Give me a capital here, people. Okay, is the accent going to the right or the left? Like up to the
right.
Up, down, left, upright. Correct?
Upright. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So that's this one on Wikipedia. Thank you, Wikipedia. And if I hit Command Shift V, maybe.
Just Control V, maybe.
Control V. Yeah, actually that worked. I was thinking I had to do Control Shift V, but no. Awesome. Okay. So now, oh, you know what? What's that?
This region is the biggest one. It like stretches basically the entirety of the middle region before that island comes. So it's super big.
Yeah. So how would you feel about it actually going across the water a little bit?
Yeah, that'd be fun, I think.
Like, what's going on here? Come on, Iskloft. There you are. Okay. Something like that almost.
Yep.
Okay.
I think that works.
Cool. All right. So, get these.
Oh, somebody in the chat figured out it's Alt 0193 to do the A with the accent.
Writing it down. Alt.
Yep.
0193. Cool. Thanks, chat. Whoever it was.
It's Pentium App 320. Thank you for that. That's going to save me a lot of time in that document.
Yeah, good. All right, so going up to here, and then we'll curve it down. Cool. All right. And can I just paste it? Yeah.
All right.
All right, I'm going to need that other one again.
Okay, Alt 0240, let go of Alt.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's magic.
Every time I'm like amazed by it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, now I got to get rid of the old one here. Oh, wow, it looks so weird on the right, like on my layers that, because there's a lowercase version of that. And it's like a D with a curly thing at the top or something.
Yeah, it's F. It's like a letter we don't have anymore, but it's like the TH in this, like a soft TH.
Yep.
Yep. And it's also why we have like, you see taverns that are like ye old or whatever, because that letter slowly became that letter.
Oh.
Interesting. because
Huh.
it used to be the old,
Yeah.
and then like it translated.
Okay. Yeah. See, I just always assumed it was like you're old because it's ye, but no.
No, it
That's
used to be the. It's just the, but with a different letter.
I'm a better man now, Lloyd.
Yep. See, we're learning, we're working, it's all happening.
So Jordan Byler says, as a graphics guy, I definitely make the text black. It will pop off the light gray much more than white. Yeah, maybe that's what we need to do.
Maybe that
So
could be it.
my initial thought was to oh, Pentium map busting out the Espanol. Muchas gracias. He's even laughing in Spanish. My God. All right. I always sorry. We Americans like just got the biggest kick out of the fact that like the people laugh different in Spanish, but it's just you spell haha different. And
Yeah.
like the dog sounds like a dog in Spanish looked to me like guau guau guau, which actually does sound more like a dog than bow wow,
Then
I
wolf.
think, or woof. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you guys win on that one. Anyway, we're easily sidetracked. Black font. Yeah, so we could definitely try that. Let's try it on this one, shall we?
Yeah, let's give
How
it a go.
how would you feel about also a larger font if it's a larger region, or do we want to keep them
Yes.
consistent?
Yep, I think it makes sense because this one's the biggest one that it would be bigger.
Okay, so we'll go up to a 24. We'll try.
Yeah, that looks
Yeah,
better.
that's the thing. That's good. Okay, and then we'll try black, and then we would do a white stroke. Because I think there's just no way of getting around. You need something on the outside just to make it
Yeah.
stand out. Okay, cancel. Move it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Stroke this thing whitely. Okay. So that's the same stroke we had above that was in black. I almost feel like the
Okay.
white could go a little bigger.
Yeah.
Too big. And let's kick the opacity up.
Yeah. Yeah, if you put the opacity of full and then a little bit smaller, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, that stands out more definitely, I think, than the only thing about the font is it's very thin, like I like the look of it, and it's got the special characters, which is actually really important,
Yes.
because a lot of them don't have them.
Yeah.
But it's very thin or something, I don't know.
Yeah. So another option is I could actually like just go in and erase some of the stuff that's around it, which is what I used to do. And actually, if you look at good old Jared Blando's book, he always, not always, but let me see if I can find an example. Yeah. So, he would always kind of just draw in the track, and then he would actually like go in and actually erase or just not ink that part.
Right.
So that would be an option for sure.
Yep, and that'll make it kick out more, right, too, if there's nothing underneath.
Yep. So we'll anyway, we'll go in and get the names here now,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
maybe we can mess with that. All right.
So next is the big island, Gunland.
Yes. So let's get a nice curvy line going this way. And
Yeah.
cool. I was starting to get worried they were all going to curve the same way. So here we go. Now we're good.
Here we go. Yeah.
Don't want everything to be
It's
like.
pretty-
Huh.
It's
If
worth
I turn-
considering having Osbloth curve the other way, since it's
Yeah.
kind of curved way anyway. So it could curve over as opposed to under. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I mean,
Like,
or it could be kind of a center curve, still curved, but
yeah.
that's another option. So anyway,
Mhm.
let's get this one in here. This is Gunland.
Yeah.
And click on the center. Okay, good. Yeah, I think that's the issue is maybe when I click too far to the left, then it like puts a point there on the left and it says it thinks
Right.
I want it on
No
the left.
further.
Yeah, so. Okay, so we're going to need to make this font smaller. And go back to 18, which is what we had above. And now we need to space it less so we can fit it. So right now it's at 700. We're going to make it like 500. And I messed up my spelling because I couldn't see what I was typing. And that's not looking too bad.
Yeah, that was pretty solid. I don't know if it's the layout of Gunland or something, but like, yeah, that one's clearer, I think. But again, what we could do is, like you'd mentioned, is maybe like just a little bit around it, like so where like the mountain runs into the U or whatever, just like pull that back a bit, or like
Yep.
you know. So yeah, like you had mentioned, because it might make it a little bit clearer.
Right.
But that
so,
one's pretty clear. It's like more readable.
Yeah, I agree. So let's like just try that here, just for
Mhm.
kicks. So I've got my eraser. Am I on the right layer? Yes, I am. Okay. So yeah, just kind of go in and Oh, I know what's happening. Yeah, so I would have to erase my water shade there too because I did a bucket fill of the whole map with my water shade. So yeah, just kind of pull that away there, and it'll be kind of be understood
Yeah.
that like yes, there's some water here, or there's rivers, but the brain will understand that like yeah, the
For
river
sure.
doesn't just disappear there. There's just some
Yeah.
letters there. So yeah, and
Yeah, I
actually
think
I could
that's pretty
even
effective.
change the path of the river a little bit.
Sure.
That'd be super
Yeah.
easy. Just kind of go around it a little more.
But I think that's effective. Like, it just makes it stand out more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm gonna get rid of my water shade there too. Actually, this I can just make a lot bigger. There we go. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, Pentium AP 320 says I'm liking that second option, black letters with white outlines. Yeah, cool. Thank you guys for the feedback. That's super helpful.
It's kind of a similar effect to removing the stuff underneath as having the white outline, right? Though like sort of less drastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes it just pop a little bit.
So yeah, okay. So should I still go in and add the stroke? Just a little white stroke on the text.
Let's see what it looks like. I think it looks fine, just black. But it's also a consistency, right? So like if we have one of them that has the stroke, they all kind of have to have it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so 3. Okay, so there's a 3. I definitely think that like Asblood, as I'm looking at it, it seems like the white is too thick.
Yes, or too white even. Maybe if it was like grayer or a little bit darker or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, because before I was thinking, when we were messing with the top one, I was thinking, well, if I just turn the opacity down, but really, no, that is when you get that weird effect of like, oh, I can kind of see the mountain through there, but I can't really.
Yeah.
But if you just make it gray.
Yep.
Oh, and that's what Jordan's saying. Great minds think alike.
There you go. This shot is killing it.
They are. Killer. All right, so. Okay, so we want to make it lighter than the.
It's in the background, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go with. Let's make sure I'm not getting any warmth here. Go to blue. It's a cold place.
Someone mentioned earlier about like a blue filter over the thing. I don't know, but
yeah,
it's an interesting idea.
Yeah, I mean, I totally could try it. It's super easy, and the easiest way to do it would be just to change the parchment background, essentially,
right.
To just give it a little bluish tinge. Okay, so this is I think, decent. It's a little whitish. This is on Gunland, by the way.
Yeah.
You can hardly tell there's a stroke, but I think it offsets it a little better.
Yeah, I think so too. I prefer it to look subtle too.
Yep.
It's really just there for readability, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's stick with that for now, and let's actually try going back to Asblood and just seeing how that would look. Because it's bugging me. All right. So blending options. Stroke. Now, some of you guys might know better than me. Oh, yep. See, I should have added it to swatches. I think that's what I should have done.
Yeah. Or copied the code.
Yep. Okay, so let's go back to Gunland. Blending options. I'm impressed these people are like getting into this with us, because this is like not the most exciting cartography here.
No. It's really like the nitty gritty and the work, but yeah.
But it's important, and
Yeah.
and hey, if people are enjoying us sitting here doing this, then great. Thank you guys. Okay, so the code, or yeah, maybe if I add to swatches, we'll just call this gray text stroke for now, and we can always, if it's not the right color, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, now I don't know what that'll do. We're gonna, oh, it says waiting for libraries here. Huh. Progress. It's giving. I don't know if you can see the progress bar there, but it's not.
It's like nothing. Yeah.
Oh, the folks at home can't. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, so I think I've got Photoshop set to like window capture, so they can't see the.
Okay.
They can only see the main Photoshop window.
Oh, so they don't see the blending options and stuff?
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. I wonder if I can actually just fix that right now. Let's do it. Add window capture. Window capture number 5. Oh no, we don't want window capture. Add display capture. You guys want to see what we're doing a little bit here. Otherwise, it's even more boring than it already is.
Yeah, this waiting for library stuff is taking its time.
It's not going to do it. So we'll just copy the code. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that now all that people can see is. All right. Let's. Thank you, everyone, for bearing with us through the struggle. Okay, I think that'll be pretty darn good. A little bit bigger. Cool, now I gotta knock it back a couple layers. There we go. Okay, so,
Yeah, that doesn't look like it's working. Maybe just copy the code.
yeah. Sorry, just messing a little. Okay, there we go. Okay, so got that figured out, and now the code is. Oh, geez. How do I copy a code? Oh, there it is. Yeah, this thing.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll just cancel, and then we'll get back to Asblood.
So bloth is the word for a sacrifice, or like an offering.
Yep.
In Old Norse, and os is the prefix that means of the gods, or like of the Aesir, which are like the gods that are Odin and Thor and all the good ones.
Yep. Oh, that's awesome.
So I'm trying to put as much actual Norse in there as I can. I've actually learned a weird amount of Norse working on this book, like a dead language. So that's good.
Yeah, I think that will pay off, Lloyd. I think that's awesome. All right, I copied the code. So I still think we could probably knock the. Well, I don't know. Size could go
it's
down.
Still pretty white, right?
Yeah, I wonder what my opacity was in the other one. Or if it's just my size. Let's try putting it down to 3. It's
Yeah, that
also
looks amazing.
it's going to look a little whiter because it's going over water,
Yeah.
which is darker, and it's going over a forest, which has a lot of black line.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
let's just make sure our gunland. Uh, Opacity is
90.
at 90%. Size is at 3. Okay, opacity is at 100%. So let's just kick it down to 90. Yeah, I think that helps.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, like I
Yep. It's
said,
giving it that effect as if we had erased underneath it, which I think looks good.
yeah. Yep.
But it's
Okay.
still subtle enough so it's not just like bam, here's a stroke, you know.
Totally. Yep. And I could do a little more erasing as I did with Gunland, as
Hmm.
well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll probably mess a little bit with that. Just draw everything back a bit from the letters. But I'm thinking that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So do you want to try just curving this a different direction second?
Yeah. So maybe downwards, so like that it moves up in the middle of the word as opposed to down.
Oh, I
You
see
know what I
what
mean?
you're saying. I see what you're saying.
So
Yeah.
we could curve it, yeah, over the sort of uh, bay there or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Boom, boom.
Does that mean doing it all again? That's gonna be a pain.
No, I can absolutely. I don't think it will. Well, it kind of will. It'll mean, yeah, it won't. It won't be hard. I can copy this. Do, do,
Well,
do.
can you just move the thing in the on the pen? I'm just wondering if that works.
There's a possibility. Um, the thing there is a way, Lloyd. Yes,
Yeah,
I do not
there
know
is,
of
but
it.
yeah. Maybe if you get the move
I'm just gonna
and
try the.
just pull. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's try the move. Yeah. Oh no, see, then
Oh,
it
no, it's gone.
disappears.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tried alt click. That didn't seem to do it. Let's try
Okay.
alt click on this point. No, that doesn't do it.
No.
Let's try control click.
Oh, there we
It's
go.
doing something, but it's not
Yep.
not quite what I want. Okay, so let's. What if
Okay.
I
But if you
control
click the
click?
middle,
Yep.
yeah.
Yes.
Uh, look, we're learning.
That's awesome. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now, um,
If you like rotate it to the left, and yeah, so it could like
yeah.
go over that bay, kind of, you know.
Okay, like this.
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that. Or if you like rotate it a little bit more, maybe
Yeah. Like that.
the other way. I thought.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's.
Yeah, that might look nice.
Oh. Okay. Apply now. How do I? Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, we can sit with that for a while.
Sure, and we can like move it around and stuff in between, but
Yep.
yeah, looks kind of nice.
Yep. Cool. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't want to go back and fix Iskloft. I
Yeah.
refuse.
No. We'll leave that forever.
Cool. Let me catch up on some chitty chat here.
I like how into this people are. It's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Copy the code. We're starting to sound like a 90s hacker film.
I'm checking in.
All right. Pull up my browser window and get this here. Okay. So, Soderfjord and Valiland. Am I saying those right?
Yep. There's also the islands in the middle there are Guncastellan,
Okay. So,
which is a pain in the ass because it's a very long word for a very small area. But yes.
yeah. So, I'm thinking for those, we might want to get a. So, okay. In terms of line curvy, I should make a new layer actually for this. Okay. There we go. So just to get a feel for all of them, like that,
Mhm.
and then this one will be tricky because there's so much going on. But we
Yeah.
could go like this, or
Yep.
could just go smack through the middle, like that.
Well, Valleyland is just north of the mountains. Is
Okay.
Yep. So maybe if it yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I think. But
Yep.
it's going to cover a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's just
Yeah, that's fine.
yep.
Cool. All right. Let's get to work. So, this path tool going. New layer. And so this one we might want to make a little smaller. What are your thoughts on that? Smaller than 18.
Yeah. Yep, I think maybe it fits better that it's a little bit smaller because also it's not going to be covering the islands, I guess, as much. So you can it'll be clearer to see, right? Because it'll be on the gray.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And what is it called, Lloyd?
Okay, so it's KOE
Let me just
NG.
now. Hold on one sec.
Anyways.
KOE. Oh, I screwed up.
Oh yeah, it's gone off the line.
Yep. Oh. Okay. So I think what I did is let me get rid of this. Maybe I didn't click well enough right on the path. Nope. I'm not sure what's going on there.
No, it's not grabbing it.
Yeah, so I'm just going to delete it and redo it. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
KOE
NG
NG
KAST
ST
ALIN.
ALIN. Okay, now I gotta make it smaller. And we'll space it out less. Okay, we fit it.
Right.
It's a long word.
Yeah, it's super long. I may look at changing that. It's super long.
Hey, it's cool. So now, let's see if I can rotate it a little bit to kind of almost center it, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's not moving. What is happening? Do I have to rasterize it or whatever?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. It seemed to be letting me do that with other ones, though.
Yeah, you can usually rotate text.
Okay, so let's try just canceling this here. And now, Command T, Command T. Huh.
It's like, hey, did you mean this other thing?
Yeah. That's really bizarre.
Just moving the pen tool, but not the text.
Okay. Well, for now, let's.
Sure.
There have been many things tonight that are just like baffling me. Like, huh?
Yep. It's because people are watching. It always works when no one's watching. And then you try and do a stream, and everything's like, nah, not today.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna get our same old stroke here, and hopefully it just saved what we had. It looks like it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it's actually font. Yep.
Because on the gray, you know.
Yeah, and we might want to just kick the opacity down a little bit too.
Yeah.
Just to like 79 there. Okay. Now, yeah, I mean, I think it's still legible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's appropriately smaller. If you wanted to, we could make it a little bigger, but
No, I like it. I think it makes sense that like at a glance you see the bigger regions, and then you kind of have to like look a little bit closer to see the little chains of islands and stuff.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's cool. All right. So, not gonna give up on the.
The
I
rotate.
think I might have figured it out. Yep, I did. All I had
Hey,
to
all
do was
right.
click on the move tool instead of the pen tool. I feel like or the text tool. I don't know. I feel like I didn't do that before, but maybe I did.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Okay.
where it should be, I think.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Now we've got
Soderfjord.
Soderfjord and Baliland.
Yeah.
So we'll try this first, and we'll see how it goes.
Hey. Every time it works, I'm like, all right.
Any funky symbols here?
Nope.
Okay.
All good.
Well, I wouldn't say funky symbols are bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe you can tilt it down a little bit on the right.
Yep, probably. There's also only one E.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't notice that. Apply that transformation, and then we'll go in and... Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then strickety stroke. And to be consistent, we'll make it a 3. And we'll kick it back to 90. I think that looks pretty good.
Yeah, that one's perfect.
All right, now this one, we're going to go across some trees, so I'll probably end up doing some erasing. And I can even, if I feel like, hey, we want a little more forest here, I could just move, put more trees on a different side of the forest.
Yep.
But I think this one we had talked about curving it upwards in the middle.
Yeah, kind of over the mountains.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Okay, I got to do a new layer here because I'm... Funky things are happening.
Soderfjord's gone.
No!
Where'd it
Thank you for
go?
pointing that out before I got too far.
Yeah.
I'd be like Control-Alt-Zing for a year to figure out where did it go. All right. Oh, I did it again.
Yep.
Okay, so let's try new layer before I click. All right, there we go.
There we go. We got it.
All right, so slight curve up and yep, okay. And now Valleyland, move it down a little bit. Try to keep it on the land. And I think we need a little more spacing between letters, maybe. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think a little bit more. Yeah, maybe I would curve it maybe a little bit further down on the right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. First I'll do the spacing here. Whoop. And then so we'll go up to 650.
Yeah.
Let's do 630. Okay. And then yeah, see this one, like I didn't do anything different than I was with the islands, and now it's working. So I don't know.
It's bizarre.
It's not user error. Promise.
Yeah.
Probably user error. All right. Stroke. Some people will go in and like they'll just blend all the layers together, like all the text, make it onto one layer, and then you can stroke it all at once. But
Right.
I don't know. I just
But
like
then
to
if you make
see
a
it as I
mistake
go.
and
Yeah.
yeah, I get paranoid with that stuff because it's like I need those layers so that I can make mistakes and like
Yes.
not lose my mind.
Right. And I can just retype a letter without having to like
Yeah,
mess with a whole layer full of text. Like, oh, I spelled that
yeah,
wrong. And
yeah.
yeah, anyway.
That's looking good. I think the stroke does well there.
Yeah, I think it does. And I think a
Yep.
little extra erasing would probably serve it well,
Yeah.
especially like the river here, the N.
Yeah. Yep. But it seems to do a good job on the forest there. Like it makes it clear that it's standing out.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, this was not like an amazingly entertaining stuff here, but this is important, and I think we made some good
Super
progress on
important.
it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like when I watch, like I'll watch people draw and stuff online a lot, and like they do the thing where they speed it up, and I'm like, but I want to watch it slowly so I can like learn. I don't want to see it at like 10,000 times speed.
Yeah,
Uh, but
I
maybe
know.
I'm alone on that.
Well, I recently released one of those, and I had it at 2,000%, and it was still 15 minutes. And I'm like, most people will do like their 3 to 5 minute speed draw video, and
Yeah.
I was just like, I cannot in good conscience make it more than 2,000%.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know. All right, Iskolfin, a reckoning. You're on the chopping block.
Yep.
All right. If you don't work, so help me. Okay, so we want. You know what? I'm just really curious, actually. What if I just went out here and let's just type Iskolfin. It's the F.
Is it?
Yeah, look.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
But O works. Okay, so it's an F and L, F and I.
That's so weird.
But R works. It's so far it's I and L.
Okay, so maybe if you put in an or and then you can just erase the rest of the or. Does that make sense?
No.
Like because you'll have the line for what the I is anyway, but then you can just like go in afterwards and like remove the other parts of the letter.
Yeah. Okay, that's not a bad idea. I'd be more tempted, honestly, just to kind of manually lasso it, like I said, and move
Sure.
it.
Yep.
Just because I don't want to, because even then I might have to adjust a spacing a little bit because a different letter
Yeah.
might just throw it off a tad.
Yep.
Okay, so let's, if I can find that layer, there it is. It's weird, even down here on my layers, it's Iskloft space.
Yeah.
So
That's
weird.
so weird.
It's bizarre. All right. So we're gonna get our consistent stroke here. Oh, I bet I don't have it saved. There.
I wrote it down.
You did. You genius.
Yep. It's E8, E9, EC.
Awesome.
I thought this might happen.
All right. And opacity up to 90. Cool. And now I will do the thing. So I think what this is going to involve is rasterizing the layer, and I can always just redo it later. It's like if we change stuff.
We're all counting on you.
Now, just tell me this. Eyeballing it, is there anything else we're going to want to change about like the spacing? So obviously you have to imagine it's going to be moved one character to the left, that in part. Will we therefore want it spaced more to cover the same amount of ground? Or, I mean, the angle will be easy to change later, but the spacing will be a pain in the butt if we don't do
That's
it now.
That's a good question. I do like that it covers most of the region.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe more space. I think the spacing's decent though. I think it's good.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it could, I think
Yeah.
we could keep that. Okay, so now the time has come. All right, I get I'm kind of a Photoshop noob sometimes. Rasterize type, is that what I want?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, and then yeah, so now it has made it no longer a text layer, and I can
Yeah.
just lasso this thing. Hey, I'm using my drawing tablet for the first time in a long time here. Been mostly using my keyboard tonight. All right, and we can just. Okay, I can see I need to adjust the angle a tiny bit too.
Yeah. Yep.
And move it down. Oh, whoops. Okay, move it down. Apply, yep. Maybe a tad bit more. I think that's pretty good.
Yep. Maybe down like a pixel or two. Yeah.
Yeah. Just use my keyboard. Sometimes that, if I just zoom in here, I can just, I don't know. I think the eye might need to just be turned a bit, but
Yeah.
maybe if we zoom out, it's like, who isn't gonna, no, I think it'll be
Sure.
noticeable.
It's one of those. Well, I do that sometimes where I'm so zoomed in, I'm like, this pixel really matters, but actually, if you zoom out, you can't even see it.
No, totally. I think I am gonna just turn that eye a tad.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
This is funny. It's just funny.
Stuff matters.
Yeah.
But that seems to have like it's readable now for sure. Like that little tiny stroke really makes a difference.
Yeah. That was bugging me too. It's just like it had a little too much curve to it because it was getting toward the end of my path, and
Yeah.
the end of my path had a little bit more. All right, I think I think that's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, maybe this one requires a little bit of like erasing around those mountains
Yep, I
where
think
the L
so.
is particularly. But otherwise, it's a lot clearer, I think, with the black and the little stroke.
Yep. I'm gonna just take a couple notes here. So yeah, erase Iskloft, and I think we need some erasing down in. What do you think about Gunland? Have I done enough there? Erasing.
I think it's clear. Yep. I'm like looking at it and
Yep.
it's easy to read. I think it looks good.
Valleyland, we definitely need some.
Yeah.
Valleyland, need some.
I think it's mostly the rivers because I think it's actually clear on the forests.
Yeah, I'm with you. So the A and the N,
Yeah.
I'm thinking just need a
Yeah.
little around the rivers. Yep. Yeah, I think
The
is
rest of them are clear.
yeah. Cool. Hey, let's try something. Did you want me to use that Iskloft logo that you sent on
I
this
don't
map,
know.
or are you going to use the Norse font?
That's a good question that
Well,
I'm not sure what the answer is.
Okay, well I'm going to slap it on here.
Okay. Yep.
Just we can put a bow on it. Map is done. No, I'm kidding. um, but no, just see how that looks, and then I really gotta
Yeah.
pee.
Yeah. Me too.
All right, let's grab this thing here. So did you do this logo, Lloyd, or did you have
Yes.
it? Wow, I'm impressed. I really like it.
All the stuff for the Kickstarter, all the graphics and stuff is me as well.
Really? Whoa.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know you had that gift. I knew you had some of that because I see a lot of it, but it's really good.
Thank you. Yep. I'm a big fan of like messing around in Photoshop infinitely.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So anyway, that's a little big maybe, but
Yeah, I think the black is too much. Maybe if it was like a gray or something, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think the black is a bit much because it definitely will draw the attention. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, anyway, we can think about that some more and maybe try it with a lighter gray. Um,
Yeah.
that'd be good. Let's just for kicks here. Yeah, yeah, like even I don't know.
Uh, yeah, with lower opacity, I think it looks nice too.
Yeah,
It kind of
but
blends it more.
yeah, yeah, but maybe trying it with a lighter gray with still a
Yeah.
bright white would be worthwhile too.
Yeah. Well, I can send you the PSD of that, and then you can like change the color of the back or whatever
Yeah,
to suit it.
yeah, totally willing to mess with that. Yep, that'd be cool. Um, Compass row styles.
Yeah.
And then we can go. The Yeah, I was thinking, I could include like a Viking helmet, or
So yeah, there is actually a sort of rune that's a Viking compass.
oh, sweet.
What is it called? Let me Google it real quick.
I am too.
Verkvasir. Oh my god, I'm so good at Norse. Nailed it. So it's called Vegvisir, which is like way finder or whatever. It's got this particular style. It looks like a rune. It's kind of like the RDM symbol.
Yeah,
I don't know if you found it or not, but yeah, something. I mean, I don't know.
yeah,
Even if like the points had those sort of accents on them, that yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Uh, yeah,
yeah. Totally up for incorporating that in some way. Uh huh.
yeah.
Yeah,
Even if like some of the points, even if it's just the north one or whatever, had one of those sort of accents, I think it would be interesting.
yeah. So how would you feel about like this being kind of in the center of the compass rose, or would that be too spot on?
Which being in the center, sorry.
Like just this whole
Oh, I
symbol
see.
sort of thing. I
That
mean,
could work.
or
Yeah,
something like it. Um,
yeah,
and then the points coming out of that. It could, yeah, because then it could almost be like like a shield, with
yeah.
that on the shield with
Hmm.
more traditional compass points coming out. But if you want like these to actually be the points, that could be really cool too. Um, yeah,
Yeah, it's worth looking into because it's. I mean, yeah, it's like a rune for finding your way, I guess.
hmm,
Um, yeah,
yeah,
so either in the middle or like even if just the north one had like a point like that, or
hmm,
or all. I mean, whatever you think looks best. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, just something to consider, I guess.
for sure. I like that, and I like keeping it. I mean, it's just keeping it world appropriate and keeping it
Yeah.
yeah, matching the lore. I love it. Um, cool. Well, everyone, if you, in case you missed the plug, definitely go check out Iskloft on Kickstarter. How many days did you say it has left, Lloyd?
It's 21 days left.
Okay.
Yep. So there's time.
Yep. So still plenty of time. So if you're watching this after the fact, 21 days from now would be. You probably know the date, Lloyd.
You would
June.
think so.
Yeah.
June 4th, maybe.
Um, so
Uh,
1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
I think it's the 4th.
Okay. Yeah. That would be about right. Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. So June 4, if you're watching this before then, go check out Iskloft on Kickstarter. There's a link in the video description. Yeah, Lloyd, do you have any other parting words for us?
Not really. This is great. I had such a good time, and this is looking amazing. I'm super hyped to put it in the book. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Well, definitely. It's been a lot of fun. This one is one that I was like, when you contacted me about it, I don't know when it was, like a few months back.
Yeah.
It was one like, oh, I hope I can get this. I hope, because I really want to
Yeah.
draw Iskloft, and you were up for it, and so thank you.
Rad.
I better figure out how the stop button goes here. Oh, So Pentium says, Nate, sorry for bugging you so much. You haven't been bugging me at all, man, because I have not been paying attention to the chat. Sorry. But the now on Kickstarter, let's see. Now on Kickstarter is actually like the D&D font, or it's actually like a mimic of it, the 5e font. It's called Nodesto with an N, even though the D&D font is officially Modesto with an M. So it's something like that. Look up Nodesto D&D font. And then the Mappening font, I don't remember. I'm sorry. If you shoot me an email or Twitter, Facebook, something like that, I will look that up for you. I've been using that thing for like 2.5, 3 years now. So yeah. Thank
awesome,
you.
Man. Thanks so much
all for tuning in. Thank you, Lloyd, for hanging out and being cool.
Yeah, we got some good work done.
Yeah, we did. It's not again, it's not like shading mountains and just like drawing all kinds of stuff, but it's stuff that takes time, and I'm feeling good about progress that was made tonight.
Yep, for sure.
All right, everyone, have a good night. Happy Mother's Day once again. All you mothers out there, you rock. All right, bye.
See you guys.